jellyfish!
What can we do?
Nothing, she swims through.
Joachim, fantastic film. Brilliant job. I mean, I feel like this is a true movie about testing the limits of the human spirit. It's absolutely incredible. Now, whoever played Trudy had to not only tackle the role emotionally, but also physically to spend months in water. Why was Daisy the perfect choice to take on that challenge?
Well, obviously, that was very important to find our Trudy. And we were so lucky to get her, I must say. Like Daisy Ridley, I remember very early on I was talking with her and said, you know, I really want to try and do this as much for real. You know, I want to do this in the ocean and have you swimming in the real ocean. And she said, yeah, let's do it. I'm really excited to do it. But then, of course, like in the back of my mind, I was always thinking, she's never gonna, you know, it's just gonna back out of that. But then she started training, like you say, she started training for months. She was doing, you know, learning period, how to swim, you know, how they swam 100 years ago, and also open water swimming,
right,
which is like its own technique. And the day came, and we were for weeks and weeks in the open ocean, and she swam. She swam like in 60, 61 degrees, her lips blue, never complaining, always, you know, asking for more. And like, I even had stunt swimmers or double swimmers ready to go in and do kind of like the wide shots and stuff like that. But she had such a forceful stroke that I ended up just using her as much as I could, because nobody could really swim like Daisy. And I felt that she was channeling Trudy somehow, and maybe we got like a little bit of a taste of how it was. Obviously, we were not risking our lives, but it was, you know. And I hope that you can feel it a little bit when you watch the film, that we were out there and Daisy doing it, you know.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. I think you said it the best, is Daisy channels Trudy, and I feel like she kind of disappears into this role. What did she bring to the role that went beyond the page?
Well, I mean, I think she has it, her personality, obviously, you know, obviously she's a great actor, but she's like a force of nature in herself. And I think you feel that when you talk with her. She's like, you don't mess with her, you know? And I know it was such an inspiration to work with her, really, and just let her be Trudy. And telling this story with Daisy.
Now, usually when we see films in the 1920s and the Roaring Twenties, we see the glamorous side of the Roaring Twenties. But can you talk about how Meg and Trudy both represent equally the important facets of this time frame?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very structured time, obviously, especially for immigrant families and German immigrants that they were. It was normal to be married away, obviously, you know, where families got together and figured out what was the best way of surviving in America at the time. And that was usually by, you know, people marrying each other and families coming together like that. And obviously, Trudy was different. Like, she didn't want that, and I guess nobody really wanted that, obviously, but I think somebody fell into the pattern of that, and the sister Meg, she represents that side of society and women of the time that felt that they had to do that,
right,
and there was no other way. And but Trudy wanted it differently.
Now, this isn't just a sports movie, because I think the support of the family is crucial to this film. Can you talk about, because when Trudy's by herself, that's when things get difficult. Can you talk about the family dynamic and the family bond that we see in this film?
It was very important for me to tell the family story here. I made the movie for my daughters, you know. I wanted to find an inspirational film for them to relate to, and I think the family aspect of the story was what I could probably relate to the most. You know, as a filmmaker, I'm never home as much as I want to be home, and that was like, you know, the father and the mother, and like each of one of them's relationship with Trudy representing a part of society of the time, I think. And I think it's important for the audience to have someone to see this story through the eyes of the father, or through the eyes of the mother, or through the eyes of the sister, because I think it can be hard sometimes to identify with Trudy, because you know, she was just a force of nature, you know, and willing to risk her life for something she believed in, and very few of us have that conviction.
Right.
So it was important for me to tell the story through the eyes of her family, and the importance of family and supporting each other.
Well, incredible job. Thank you so much for your time. The film is fantastic. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
You so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
Sounds like fun. Do you think I could do it? You bet your ass. Did you just curse? No. You said ass.